TF2 and Touhou, they go together like ketchup and sausages. Me and Raimo Hakurei, and importantly, debt and taxes, as in Finland, you will continue getting taxed even after you're dead. I don't really know if this joke works, but the point is, TF2's and Touhou's communities are strangely interconnected. You may ask, didn't you do something similar nearly 2 years ago? So why am I making another one now? Well, two things happened. I finally beat one of the games! Yeah, after 10 years of having a skill issue, I picked up Touhou 7 and I completed it. I beat that ghost woman up quite well and even managed to survive the surprise that was the final spell. And the Touhou 6 remake got announced, baby, we are so back. With the announcement of said game and to celebrate my own personal victory, I went ahead and scored through the workshop and gained banana for some Touhou maps, which surprisingly so many were themed around Scarlet Devil Mansion. So to satisfy the ESD itch many people will most likely have, this video will mostly showcase different maps of that mansion while sprinkling other Touhou levels that I was able to find. So this video could be titled Touhou Maps to Scarlet Edition or something like that. I don't know, people just really like the vampires. I personally like Raimo Hakurei more. So let's not waste any more time and let's get on with it. This Scarlet Mansion is a trading map, and while it is fairly small compared to the one made by DailyLink, the one shown in the previous video, I do quite like how it looks. Something about its visuals really clicks with me, I can't really explain it. The outside area is this big hangout area that also has mysterious wood style, which is a nice detail, and there are even jump pads that launch you to different places, which is neat. The manor is a bit lacking as it only has different hallways and an empty library, but I do like the little details like this sign that warns about thieves and petting of Remelia, and there's for some reason a small yard tucked away. Pretty neat level, maybe a bit small but quite enjoyable. Now if the creators go make Hakurei Shrine next, that would be rather neat. Speaking of Hakurei Shrine, this is like the third or fourth time I have covered some variation of this level, but look, I can't help myself, Raimo is my wife. Hakurei Shrine Winter is an older version of a winter map that you can find at the workshop, but it has its own special quirks. The usual locations are there like the Hakurei Shrine, the stores, the hills that Red Team spawns at, and the bottom of the stairs where Hail spawns. But now everything is covered in snow, Genji is hibernating, we have Hieda no Akio drinking tea while listening to some tunes, and when you shoot this flying bat, some music plays. I like this map, I love Raimo Hakurei, she's my wife, so gotta have my wife's home here, and now I gotta avoid the authorities who forced me to take my meds. Fuck you coppers, you will never take me alive! Touhou Guesthouse is an arena level as SDM and I quite like its circular level design. The first 2 floors has 2 bedrooms where each team spawns in, then there's a kitchen with blow high and a freezer, and in the middle you can find garden with a perfect spot to have tea parties. Then there's a library with all of the stuff you can find at a library, and at the second floor there's Shen at the Roomba where you can stand on it, and I kinda feel old because I have either seen most of these artworks or recognized the artist that made them, which I let you decide on is it a good or bad thing. I kinda like the inclusion of Fumos, they're cute, and then there's a secret attic location which then leads to the freezer. I quite like this level, the layout is pretty fun, I do enjoy how it looks. SDM XMAS is a snowy variant of DailyLink's SDM map, and while it is slightly earlier version of the map shown in the previous video, I wish to showcase it here because it does have some pretty interesting differences. There is no music, Mailing is trapped in a Christmas tree, the rocket in library doesn't fly now, Flandre Scarlet is missing from one of the death traps, while Remelia, Scarlet and Sakura Isasoi are inside the mansion. And when you enter the kitchen, there's a cake that you can take to Remelia, and once delivered, Flandre will jump out of the cake, triggering an explosion, which is fairly funny. You can actually find Flandre's plan in her room that also has a hole in the roof. Outside there are snowman variants of Raimo Hakurei, Marisa Kirisame and the Scarlet Sisters, and there's as well a suspicious block of ice that once shattered, a massive 9 will appear and end the round. I quite like the snowy theme as it's quite cozy and all those little details sprinkled around the level are very nice. This SDM level for the longest time had my curiosity as I could not find it anywhere, not on Game Banana or Workshop. The only way I was able to even download it was from a person I have on my friend list who just happened to be playing on this map on some random Slender server, and I quickly hopped there to download it. So here we are! This level is based on DailyLink's SDM map as a lot of the rooms and textures used here are taken from there, but now they have been repurposed for Slender Fortress. It creates this weird feeling as you would expect one path to take you to a certain location, but then it doesn't, and that makes you a bit disoriented. There's of course the outside area, but heavily restricted, and you can't go outside anymore if you go inside. I'll quickly go over blue so we have more time for other maps. So the other team has this huge starting area along with dodgeball, PvP arena and a platforming course that takes you to this puzzle floor that drops you to your doom if you take the wrong road. One side has map credits along with a secret vent path that takes you to a secret cozy room and this VTuber area. I don't remember her name, I only know that one dark girl.
Shampoo.
While the other side is some random room, I don't know. Then there's the basement maze room from the OG map. This level is alright, it is SDM but as a Slender map. Sure would like to actually play an actual game on this level to see how it works. Whoa guys, we went totally back in time to 1996, the year when the first ever Touhou was released. That's so cool! So yeah, this weird car level uses the assets from that game. There are even some odd houses with a teleporter that takes you to the roofs, and you can as well find some boost pads and even more weird teleporters, and I have no idea what any of this is supposed to be, which I have to say perfectly captures the bizarre nature that is PC98 era. I mean, Reimu had a purple hair, Marisa was at first a redhead, and there was even some sentient missile. And of course we all can't forget about the eventual return of Mima. Even though it's been 20 years, she will return and, I don't know, cause some mischief because he's some vengeful spirit. You can even get outside of the map and discover that the level you're playing on takes inside some old PC, which is a rather nice detail. This level sure is bizarre, but hey, so was the PC98 era. I still want you all to look at purple Reimu. She was so full of life and now she's tired of everything. She's just like me. For our final SDM map, we have Control Point Scarlet, a use, attack and defend map where the blue team must break into the Scarlet mansion and claim the building for the name of Hakurei and put its residents to work in the coal mines. So at the start of the round, you break the gate and cap the courtyard. The second pod is inside the mansion at the first hall. Then you advance to the library where after disturbing Patrol's peace, your next point is at the dining hall. Side note, this mansion is so big that I am kind of skimming on the details to showcase the more major parts. After capping the dining hall, you start progressing to upper levels of the building and the next point is at the bedroom, where you advance to the final point that is located in the clock tower, and after that, you win. This level was pretty neat. The main building was a bit empty, but other than that, it was neat. I love neat things, they're very neat. And that is all of— Wait! To make sure no level gets left behind, I'll show the 2 jump maps that didn't make it on the screen. Yeah, they sure are levels that make you jump. Alright, now that is all of them. So overall, you could see the passion put behind these maps, as Touhou is the type of a franchise that just inspires you to create wonderful works. Do I wish there was more map variety? Yeah, like I saw the screenshot of Hakurei's Shrine, I was really tempted to ask for it, but I am Finnish, so talking to strangers is very hard. But don't get me wrong, these maps are fine works of art. Touhou is art, Hakurei Reimu is art. I love Hakurei Reimu, she's my wife, I love my wife! So do tell me your thoughts regarding this map shown today, drop a like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more Source related videos and have a nice day.
Ha ha ha!